I have to listen to Tucker Carlson be on my side.
This could all go horribly wrong at any minute.
Hello, and welcome to the 227th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled 2 Weeks Again. I am calling it 2 weeks again because I actually did it yesterday. I did the Rantcast for 227 yesterday. I did it yesterday afternoon. I had it all prepped out. I used 2 weeks then as the title because that's his number. That's our boss's number. Everything is 2 weeks. Over the last 2 months, 12 times he has said that it would be 2 weeks for him to decide, and it was supposed to be sometime within the next 2 weeks, and I guess it was sometime within the next 2 weeks, like 2 days, 2 minutes, when he made the decision that he would go into and bomb Iran. And bomb Iran. Okay, stop it, Lewis. Stop it. I am a little frazzled by this for a variety of reasons. I think I've said this before, going in there when we were going into Iraq, I felt that you're punching a hornet's nest. It's exactly what I feel like we're doing now. These people, and not the folks, not the Iranians, but their leadership, the Ayatollah, up against, I mean, of all the people, this is really the war, huh? This is what we're all going to potentially die over, huh? Bibi and the boss and the Ayatollah. Yeah, there's reason enough to go to war, huh? All three of them who have their pulse on their, not even close to the pulse of the people that they're leading. This is fucking unbelievable. It is staggering. And to come home after the one beautiful Saturday evening, and I was sitting there in a restaurant looking out at, outdoors here in New York City, and thinking, wow, this is one of the 3 or 4 great nights that you have during the summer, and families were out, wandering about. I was having some Mexican food at a restaurant, and I only say this because he was so good, Jose Andreas, and here in the city, and it was just incredible. It's really the first time I've eaten at one of his restaurants. It's the first time I certainly ate at that one. It's new, it's great, it was spectacular. It was just a great evening. There was music blaring and young kids, 3, 4, walking up the street with their families dancing to the music blaring out of this restaurant. Doors and windows open. I mean, it's kind of opens out into the street. It was just spectacular. Just a spectacular New York night, and it's really the reason you live here is for those nights. There's a bunch of other reasons, of course, but that's one of the big ones. And then to walk home and turn on the TV and discovered that, by God, it wasn't 2 weeks. It was now. And we had gone in and he got the big bomb buster and sent those crazy looking new planes that hadn't seen in a while, and fired them over Iran and just blew the shit out of apparently their nukes, or all their nuclear warheads were down there. I mean, I don't quite understand all of this. I don't get it. Both sides are saying things. They came out. He's just as proud as can be. And I'm looking at the people that he's standing there with, J.D. Vance and Mario Rubio and Pete Hedgehog, and I'm going, and these are the great minds behind this attack. And BB comes on, and he. Trump says, God bless. BB says, God bless Trump. And oh boy. And, maybe they should have just shown him making out. It would have been better to show him making out. The level of agita and nausea that it would have caused in me is probably the same as hearing that we had done this. And Okay, did anybody die? No, no one died. But are people going to die over this? I got a feeling. Okay, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. And that after sitting here yesterday and going through it all, and then to have it happen, thinking maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe he's not going to buy into this. Maybe he's smart enough. Maybe what he said was true. And how do we know that anything happened there? Okay, in terms of what was at the target. How do we know that this ends their nuclear program? Huh? How do we know it? Because he says so? You know, about 80%, 70%, I don't give a shit anymore. Okay? Every 12 times within 2 months, all right, at least. He lies. Why? Because he said 2 weeks for a bunch of stuff. And it wasn't within 2 weeks. It's just a unit of measure he uses, for crying out loud. And one of the things he's good at is say, yeah, this was the most beautiful, best thing. Then today he says, now that the Republicans have kind of come together. What about the rest of us? Huh? And most of us don't want to we didn't want us to do that. Okay? Most of us didn't want this to happen. All right? We are not allowed to recover. Okay? On Juneteenth, he couldn't even make a comment on it except that, that we've got too many these national holidays and people are getting off work. Are you fucking kidding me? The man who golfs more than any president? Really? Boy, no, he's out there now. He's grinding it out. Getting the work done. Getting the Lord's work done. Okay? I got Ted Cruz saying we should go in there. I have to listen to Tucker Carlson be on my side. Great. Okay? But he's going after Ted Cruz, who says that the reason we have to go in there and do this is that because it's in the Bible. You got to protect Israel. That's what you got to do. That's the deal. All right. And he's a religious man. Of course, that's the way it is. That's the reason we did it. We did it because the Bible told us so. Because the Bible tells me. Come on. Huh? I got to listen to Ted Cruz. I got to watch these guys. I got to listen to, and then Steve Bannon is against it. And there's a whole group of people. There is no reason to go in there and do that. And don't tell me that we weren't involved with this from the beginning. Okay? That somehow Bibi did this on his own. Bullshit. Bullshit nonsense. Okay? Well, how do you know, Louis? I don't. But I think it's a pretty, I think my instincts may be right on this. Every so often, this monkey at the typewriter, okay, typing out thousands of conjectures, comes up with one. And it sure as hell seems that way. All right? Because I don't think Bibi would have gone in. But who knows? Because what he did in Gaza was horrific. All right? Not Israel. Gaza was done by, I'll repeat it again. A war between Bibi and Hamas so that Bibi could remain in power because they don't know how to pry Bibi's blood-stained hands off of the wheels of state. There's a better way to say that, and I just can't find it because I have been rattled to the core today, okay? Partly because I got to do this over, all right? I'd done it. I thought it was all right. I was going to do it again and kind of tighten it up. Now I'm back again flailing around like some turtle that's been thrown on his back, just kind of lying there going, what the fuck is happening? Because enough is fucking enough. Okay? He's going to lead us into war. These two is fucking anybody's home anywhere. And now we're shattering what little boy, the Republicans have got the guts. Let's pass this big, beautiful bill. What? Who calls it that? Huh? 1,000 pages, mostly fucking over people so that the rich get richer and the poor just get fucked. I mean, come on. The obviousness of this is just, I've never seen anything like it. He does it right in front of them, and they can't respond. And the Democrats can't find a way to talk about it and have to argue about how they talk about it. Jesus, it's extraordinary. Meanwhile, and I don't even know if this is true, okay? I've been able to vaguely track it. I can't find it out. Maybe I'll find out tomorrow. But by then I'm not doing this again. All right? This is the last time I'm doing this, because I'm not going to every 15 minutes have to change this thing because of the boss has got some other idea of what he wants to do, and God knows what he'll want to do tomorrow. Listen to this. The qualifications of a 22-year-old Trump loyalist leading counter terrorism efforts across the nation have drawn fresh criticism after Iran vowed payback for U.S. strikes on its nuclear facilities. And so but we don't know. So it's Thomas, if we hit their nuclear, we don't fucking know. Just we know that the bomb was dropped and the general came out, and those three guys, the four of them, Donald Trump and his pals, appeared in like a hallway, and that was weird. Okay? Not at the just something about it, like they just came back, had been, had a couple of burgers and drove back from McDonald's and wandered in and went, we just blew up, the Iraqi fucking military shit. We really did the job. They're all standing there, their little titties puffed up with pride. God damn it. And meanwhile, the folks who really did the job got tracking in 25 years when they've retired how we fuck them over, how they're glorious right now today, but boy, 25 years from now, will our government be there to help them out if we have a government at that point after blowing up the hornet's nest? So Thomas, I'm sorry, I fucking digressed there. Thomas Fugate, or Fugate, or Fugate, a former Trump campaign worker, is leading the Center for Prevention Programs and Partnerships. He's 22 years old. I will repeat, he's 22 years old. And he's leading the Center for Prevention Programs and Partnerships, a division of the Department of Homeland Security that oversees terrorism prevention. ProPublica reported this earlier this month. Okay? The reality of his experience is raising concerns. Really? Let's see. He's a former gardener and grocery store clerk who graduated from the University of Texas at San Antonio 12 months ago. A 22-year-old in charge of our, even if he's not totally in charge, that he's involved in our counterterrorism program. They let all the people go, the ones that we need, the ones who would know what to do at this point. And Mario Rubio's he's in charge of he's our Secretary of State, but he's also in charge of some other. It's too much for us to have to deal with this. And hopefully most of you are out there, enjoy this summer, okay? Please. And I'll tell you this, I know that it fucked things up because my dog Sammy today has been nuts. And I mean it. But he's a puppy. Yeah, he's a puppy. And he does puppy things, but today was a little off the charts, okay? He'd been going a straight and narrow. He'd been not missing his, he was completely, apparently house trained. It was like 10 days in a row. And today I took him out, walked him again, get him back in the place. And normally he'll go to the door, sit there, and he's ready to go out. Today he just goes to the carpet. He takes a piss there. Why? Because he's losing his mind. That's why. Because what's ever occurring out here on the planet right now has made my poor puppy nuts. And it's reflected in his psychosis. This is incredible. A 22-year-old. What the fuck? Is somebody home anywhere? He's a Trump loyalist. He worked really hard for them. He brought him 6 votes. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Should he be an intern? Yeah. Even at the Daily Show, you could be 22 and you want to work for us, and we know you're not ready. You intern there first. He is not interning. He's in charge. I can't bear this. I can't understand it. I find it, I can't fathom it. I don't even know what to say. I'm going to read something now that was the good news, and then we're done with this, okay? And we'll see what happens next week. There are some courts that are actually doing the job they should be doing, unlike the Supreme Court this week, who recently ran into a ditch over the LGBTQ, community. They kind of fucked with them yet again for reasons that escape me. Upholding Tennessee's rights to take away care for folks who are transitioning, young folks who are. And you read the stuff, you kind of go, wow. Maybe I'll go into that next week. Maybe I'm tired of talking about it. No, I'm not woke. I'm just saying, if somebody started down that path, I don't think it helps to say, okay, you made a mistake. Just stand there for a while until we figure out how to help you. Everyone in this country deserves help. Okay, everyone. So it turns out that certain lower court judges are upholding the Constitution. There's U.S. District Court Judge William Young, an appointee of Republican President Ronald Reagan. And in a hearing yesterday, a couple of days ago, Young insisted on holding the government accountable for both Trump's actions and the follow-up actions from those Trump has empowered to act. Young called the cuts to funding for the National Institute of Health research grants illegal and void, and ordered the NIH to restore the funds immediately. I am hesitant to draw this conclusion, but I have an unflinching obligation to draw it, that this represents racial discrimination and discrimination against America's LGBTQ community. That's what this is. I would be blind not to call it out. My duty is to call it out. I've never seen a record where racial discrimination was so palpable, Young said during the hearing. I've sat on this bench now for 40 years. I've never seen government racial discrimination like this. You are bearing down on people of color because of their color. The Constitution will not permit that. Have we fallen so low? Have we no shame? What else need be said? Every so often somebody stands up and says what needs to be said. Have we fallen so low harkens back to the lawyer Welsh, who can look. All you got to do is look at the. I've said this before. The Joe McCarthy, and he had sent somebody out saying that this poor kid in the army he accused him of being gay. So Welsh said. Welsh, who was basically defending a client during the McCarthy hearings, and he did not say "have we no shame," which is a great way that this judge put things in perspective, and was able to really kind of say what needed to be said. And Welsh in one fell swoop, and it's considered the turning point with McCarthy. And I believe the turning point will come here when someone, Democrat, Republican, I don't, just an independent, says what needs to be said as well. And these are not the words that need to be taken. But he when his client was being attacked, and basically kind of it was implied he was gay, and he basically turned McCarthy and Roy Cohn and said, "Have you no sense of decency? Have we no shame? You know, don't listen to us. We're just the people." I'd like to lift Sammy up to say goodbye, but he's really tuckered out. It's been a long day. And so I'll send a a picture of how Sammy ended his day. And I want to just let you know that if you happen to be in the area next week from next Thursday, July 3rd, come out to the Chautauqua Institute in upstate New York if you're around there. And if you're in Cleveland, you're only an hour and change away. If you're in Buffalo, and come out and visit the National Comedy Center during the day. And then it's just a great place, especially now more than ever, a place where you can get away for a day and really enjoy the fact that how refreshing it is to laugh. And there's so much there, so much that will give you such pleasure. I mean that, and I'm serious about it. And I did what I could and put time and energy into something that I really believed in, and I believe in that space, and I believe in what they've done there, and I believe what it can give to anyone who's losing it at this point. Maybe not to Sammy the dog, but to the rest of us. Take a look, and then stop by Chautauqua that night and watch the very funny and brilliant and someone whose work has always given me a lot of joy. And one of the great comics, is Roy Wood. I've curated that comedy week, and I chose him to perform, to be the performer that week, and I'm glad I did. So, if you got a chance, there's a whole day, or come that evening. Spend the night in Jamestown, or right out at Chautauqua, around there, and then go and visit the National Comedy Center. And it's beautiful out on the lake. Give yourself some time, and hopefully Iran holds off a bit, and hopefully this all goes well. Hopefully somehow this all works. I'd like to believe that. But if nothing else, laughter helps you step back and go, yep, I can forget about that for a minute. And when you forget about it for a minute, it helps. And that's what they tell me. Please take care of each other. Thank you again. I'll be reading some great rants again, and I hope you enjoy them. Thank you for the privilege and the pleasure of doing that. I hope I do them justice. We'll also be doing a Rant is Due, a live Rant is Due out at Chautauqua on Wednesday night. So you can make it, and then you could go gamble at a casino. I've got all the travel plans you possibly need, but the rants will be written, and if you're someone living up at Chautauqua, write one and get it to us. We'll let you know how. And if you're not, write to go to the website lewisblack.com, and it'll tell you how to get the rants to me, and I will read and have read every single one. And I'm soon going to make a pitch to try to get a publisher to publish a bunch of them. and hopefully raise some more money for all of the folks who need it out there now more than ever. Okay? Let's take care of each other. That's what really counts. Thanks for spending time with me. Sammy says goodbye. Don't you, Sammy? Yeah. From Samantha Jade. She's got a reason to be pissed. What the actual fuck? I spent 6 years fighting for my disability only to receive it when fucking brainworm RFK and Dr. Quack Oz are in charge of the health department. I cannot fucking stand the Maha movement, which is more like make America die again. If you want to drink raw pus-filled milk, bathe in beef tallow, ingest horse dewormer, and refuse to listen to medical professionals about vaccines or any fucking thing, then stay the fuck out of hospitals and urgent cares. Stop begging for help when your MLM snake oil doesn't work, only to refuse anything doctors offer because Sky Daddy tells you it's wrong. Why are you there? These steaming sacks of shit are wasting the time and resources of people like me and you who believe in science/medicine. I have no immune system, plus asthma. COVID nearly killed me. That's okay because I'm a woman with purple hair, so that automatically makes me expendable in their eyes. Meanwhile, they're perfectly okay with forcing women to bleed out in the parking lot. But it's okay when they need help. Huh? Go back to fucking church and let your imaginary friend heal you, as you so love to shove down our throats. Fuck Trumpty Dumpty. Fuck RFK. Fuck MAGA. Fuck greedy health insurance companies. Fuck the churches. And a massive fuck you to the white Christian nationalist movement. These assholes are still pissed they lost the Civil War. And the big mistake was the rest of the country not forcing those people to face any sort of consequence. The country is completely fucking overrun with toddlers in men's bodies, terrified of all the big bad women, especially those who aren't interested in dating their foul, unwashed asses. Autistics and the LGBTQ plus community. These man babies were never fucking punished once in their miserable fucking shit-tastic lives. I just can't anymore. Thanks for allowing me to get that off my chest. And I'm glad you did, Samantha, and I hope it helped hearing me read it. And I can understand where you're coming from. Country is completely overrun with toddlers in men's bodies, terrified of big bad women, autistics, and the LGBTQ plus community. Thanks, Samantha. Here you go, Linda H. Thanks for sending this in. I'm so tired of being tired. I work all day only to come home and work some more. Whoever said, I can take home the bacon and fry it up in a pan, should live the life of a real person whose life seems never to end. Even sleep does not come easy worrying about the next day's crap that needs to get done. Just when you feel like you seem to be getting ahead of the shit that everyone expects you to do, more crap gets dumped on you. There are times when you feel like getting in your car and driving off to Never Never Land and letting everyone scramble on their own. It would be Lord of the Flies, sweet peace in a dream. Well, then, I hope we got that ending right. And you're the reason I read these. I hope things are better today and that you're doing better. And I think there are a lot more Americans who feel the way you do right now. And no yelling, no screaming, just they wore you the fuck out. And I hope things aren't like that all the time, and I have a feeling they're not, or you couldn't have written that so well and really been that honest. And I want to thank you for sharing it. And I hope my reading it made you feel a little better. And thank you. Diana Bass. Here we go. Thank you, Diana. Hi, Lewis. My local pharmacy has embraced the art of electronic communication. It sends me a text informing me that I have a prescription ready to be picked up. Thanks, pharmacy. That is helpful. What I don't understand is why they then state that I can save time, pay now. They then offer a chance to happily pay online before I can check to see if they got the order right. How the fuck am I saving time when I still have to go to the pharmacy to pick the prescription up? Why not pay then, huh? I'm tempted to answer the text with "kiss my ass, you'll get your money once I have my medicine." But I usually just yell that into the ether and press delete. And I'm sure that makes you feel better. It's always good to press delete when you've got that opportunity, Diana. It's a freedom. It's one of the few we have left. No, we still got freedoms, but that really is a strong one. It's like when you get that whole list of emails that are just like, why don't you try this? Why don't you eat here? Why don't you do that? Why don't you delete? Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Paulie S. I work at a gas station in a part of the south side of Chicago called the Wild Hundreds. So use your fucking imagination as to what I have to deal with. Today, after a glorious 2 days off, I came into work to more shit than anyone making minimum wage should have to deal with. In the middle of dealing with all of these gambling addicts, drunks, and straight up entitled scumbags, a man who had brought a bunch of scratch tickets asked me to check his tickets for him. Fuck you, I thought. So I told him the ticket checking machine is over there, as I was putting away a delivery. Then, while this dipshit was failing at checking his bullshit lotto tickets, several other customers came in with way more important needs like gas and milk and shit. So he complained that he was there before everyone else. When I said out loud, "Lottery is not a priority," he stormed out and punched the door on the way out. I want everyone to know that there is not one single fucking person who sells lottery tickets in the United States that gives a fuck about your fuck shit ass lotto tickets. Learn how to crochet or something, asshole. We have other shit to do. Sometimes we might even need to take a shit. That's right. We are actually human. With love from Chicago, Paulie. Sending love right back to you, Paulie. Here we go, Jeanie J. 3 words for you, Lewis. Ball hammock underwear. Yes, ball hammock underwear. This is apparently underwear with a special pouch to hold and elevate your balls. The underwear seems to be a variation of boxer briefs. Why a rant? I am an adult. I'm okay with underwear commercials. I'm even okay with weird underwear commercials, but I keep getting this ad. Lou, I'm a lesbian. Not only do I not have balls, no one in my house does. While I know it is unexpected because of various work I have done, I have seen more than the average array of genitalia. Even with my extensive experience with testicles, I cannot figure out how these would work. How do you get them tucked in there? Do they come in different hammock sizes? How would you know if the hammock will fit you? Does your penis stay out of the hammock? Do you need to readjust after urinating? How the fuck do these work? So here I am, being yet again subjected to ball cupping underwear ads for a product I do not need, cannot use, and that is filling my brain with all kinds of meaningless, inappropriate questions that I cannot ask friends. Fuck you, ball cupping underwear. Don't make me ponder testicles.
I want to go back to the halcyon days when hammocks held people who were relaxing, not some sweaty dude's ball sack. I don't blame you, Jeanie. I don't want to think about it either. And I have one, but not sweaty. I'll tell you, I don't even get anything about. I don't get those ads. I don't receive them. They're sending them to you. Probably AI at work. AI doing the job it was meant to do, being dumber than us, so we'll feel better about ourselves. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's where AI is at. Thank you, Jeanie. Thanks for getting me to think a little today by just mentioning a couple of nuts. Megan Luz. Here we go. Right to the point. I will make this short and bitter. To whoever decides what stories run on the news, I don't give a shit what Elon says about Trump's bill. I don't give a flying fuck about who said what about Biden's cancer diagnosis. Don't sit around speculating or guessing or assuming what's going to happen next. Report on the facts of what is happening fucking now. What does this big, beautiful bill contain? How will it affect me? What other laws are they currently trying to pass? Do fucking better. Sincerely, your Louisiana friend, Megan. And thank you, Megan. I've always said it, just get us the news. The speculation drives me nuts. I've yelled about that. Probably one out of every 2 fucking Rantcasts I do, I inevitably find myself screaming about that. And watching these people and their questions. Dumbest, they don't ask the right questions. They get somebody sitting in front of them, and when they should be asking, what does that mean? What will that do to us? How does that help? How do you not see that fucking with us? It goes through there. It whistles. There's there's nothing. You know, they stare sometimes. Some of our, and these are people who have a fair amount of intelligence doing the questioning, and it's just it's like a hallway, and there's just whistling in it, and nobody's there. Nobody, Megan. Thank you. This comes to us from DS, and I always appreciate when I can get a rant from someone who is working on the front lines in terms of what is going on out there, especially those who are in the military, who are dealing with the military at this point in time. I would call this really quiet rage, and I really appreciate this, DS. Here we go. I may be too upset to actually rant. I'm a counselor who runs a grief support group for service members. Our group is composed of men and women who chose to serve our country by devoting themselves to military service. They have all suffered serious injuries during their service. The group focuses on the adjustment from being strong and fit without physical limitations to living with a permanent disability. Many are amputees and or have traumatic brain injuries. The small stipend set aside to support our group has been cut. Thanks, Doge. So I pay out of pocket for snacks and transportation. We can no longer meet at the VA. I am okay covering our small expenses, especially since once they learned who our group was, several local businesses offered us free meeting space here in the liberal San Francisco Bay Area. I have spent the last several days talking people off the edge. Their anger is at the government that has cut their benefits and made it almost impossible for them to get medical care. Their physical and occupational therapy sessions are gone. I will repeat that. I am repeating it. Their physical and occupational therapy sessions are gone. They are physically at greater risk. A president who called service members suckers and losers
sent Marines to Los Angeles. He praises the intelligence of the people who avoided service, as if having the money to get a doctor to claim you have bone spurs is more honorable than serving your country. The National Guard has been deployed in a U.S. city to act against the very citizens they joined up to protect. There is a video clip of a young guardsman pretending to aim his rifle at the crowd while smiling for the camera. Oh, don't worry. He's not a diversity hire. He's white. He is encouraged to find shooting people funny. Then we saw the parade. Trump held a military parade using the claim that it was to honor the U.S. Army on the 250th anniversary. It was a sad affair that wasted money and did nothing to honor our service members. Our group members are cycling between extreme anger and deep, overwhelming sadness. And so I have spent the last few days listening to Marines scream and cry, to soldiers and sailors breaking down, wondering how they can continue on when their country is abandoning them. They are seeing the honorable people they served with being asked to commit crimes against the citizenry and to violate the Constitution they vowed to uphold. They see what is happening and they are angry. I am angry. The only things holding us together are the diversity among the troops seen in the parade. Did Donnie think there is limited melanin among tank commanders? Did he not understand that when you call up Army members, you will see women? Do he or his droogs have any concept of the long, proud tradition of Black, Filipino, Hispanic, and Native American troops? We do. In a few weeks, we will have the LGBTQ Pride Parade and celebration in San Francisco. 1 million people are expected to attend. Count them, Donnie, count them. 1 million people of all races, genders, ethnicities, faiths, and across the spectrum of the rainbow alphabet, including true allies. It is so crowded, we squeeze through to get to booths and stages. There will be throngs of people cheering on the parade contingents, from the largest groups with 1,000 plus participants, floats, and music, to small nonprofits carrying a single banner. It will be staffed by over 1,000 volunteers. All of these people will be there to celebrate and to stand up against the shit show of hatred you are promoting. Among this group will be some of my veteran support group. At the Queer Pride Parade, they will be celebrated and honored. As the President of the United States and the Commander-in-Chief, could you at least try to do better than the drag queens and trans folks that you openly deride? Thank you, DS. I don't know what escapes folks when they hear something like that. I don't know how people just go, well, yeah, but I don't know. I guess they, I don't know. It doesn't, I don't know how, I don't understand it. And I appreciate what you told us, DS, and I hope it reaches some folks who were kind of wondering. And yeah, not funny for those of you who say that. And maybe I just broke that, but that was not funny either. Possibly broke my iPad, and that'll be the end of that. All right. Thanks, DS. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me. Aha, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.